You have felt this. Claude Code starts brilliant, then 20 minutes in, it forgets about your conversation, edits the one package you told it not to, and confidently ships the wrong thing. The model didn't get dumber, your context got messy, and almost every Claude Code feature worth knowing exists to fix exactly that. 10 of them, and by number 3, most developers are leaving free performance on the table. I have used Claude Code every day for personal work. These 10 features change how I approach my work. We will go with setup wins first, then autonomous power user stuff at the end. So stick around, and the back half is where the gold is. All 10 on one demo Spring Boot project. Let's go. Number 1 reason Claude feel inconsistent isn't that it is dumb. It is that every new session starts from zero knowledge of your project. It will make perfectly reasonable choices that just are not your choice. Claude.md fixes that. It's a markdown file in your repo root that Claude Code auto loads at the start of every conversation. Your stack, your conversations, your never touch this rules, so you stop re-explaining yourself. Let's start with the demo. We will compare both the approaches, and this will be my common prompt for both of them, so we can compare them. First will be without Claude.md. Currently repo doesn't have Claude.md. It will do changes on its own, which is expected because there is no MD file to assist it. It is done with the changes. Let's see in the repo. In the controller file, it has added a delete mapping, which was expected. It is similar to the methods we have. In the service, it has added the delete method, in which it has done the exception handling by itself. If the task doesn't exist, it is throwing an exception, resource not found. But we already have a common exception handling method which it has not used. It should have used this method, but it has not used this. And this is what happens when you don't have a Claude.md file. To create Claude.md file, you have to do /init. You might have a question, how often do you run init? The answer is once, when you set the project up. It's a bootstrap, it's not a ritual. Not per feature, not per story. After that, you just maintain the file by hand as the convention changes. Only rerun /init if you do a big architecture overhaul and want a fresh scaffold. It has generated Claude.md file. It has your tech stack, your conventions, and your don't touch this rules. There are 2 ways you can edit this file. One is with /memory. I will select projects memory, and it has opened a notepad for you to edit here. Or what you can do is you can just go to your repo and you can add whatever you want to add here. Let's give the same prompt we gave before, and we will see what difference it will give now. It has Claude.md file. The rule I follow for what goes in it, the things which are true for almost every turn, build commands, test framework, architecture rules. If it only matters sometimes, it does not go here. That's feature, and you can phrase the rule as prefer X not Y, not don't do Y, because LLM doesn't do well with negation. Positive framing sticks better. Let's see all the changes it did. In the task controller, it has added a delete mapping, which it added before also. And you can see the same method is added here. In the service, as you can see, it has used our common get or throw method for exception handling, and it was able to do it because we have added this in our Claude.md file, and it has added some test here which we asked it to write in Claude.md file. Notice that before wasn't wrong, it was generic. That's the real value. Claude.md turns technically correct into the way we do here, every session without you typing it again. So how do you actually see your contact? Type /contact. This is a dashboard most people never open. It shows exactly what filling your window right now. When Claude starts drifting, this tells you why, and it flags when tool or history are eating too much. See that history bar climbing? That's your cue to reach for the next 6 features. Glance at it, around 80%, not after Claude has already lost the plot. To expand your view, you can write /context all, in which you will be able to see the extended view of your context. This is the part most developers skip, and it is the biggest context win in the list. A subagent is a separate Claude instance with its own context window. When you need it to read 40 files to find something, you don't want 40 files dumped into your main conversation. That's a pure pollution. The subagent digs in its own window and hands back only the answer. Let me show you by building one. To create your own subagents, you can start with /agents. Here you can clearly see there is no subagent currently running. You can go to library. In your library, you can see there is no custom agent here, but you can see all the built-in subagents which will come with Claude Code. Let's create our own subagent. I will be creating a project subagent here, and I will be generating with Claude. Here you can write a description of your subagent. So we will be creating a code base investigator. Let's go ahead. We will give it a little bit time to generate. Here you can select your tools. As of now, I will be only giving it read-only tools because it is a read-only subagent, and we can continue. Model I will be selecting Sonnet, and the agent should be created in project scope, and I have confirmed. You can see our code base investigator subagent. To see the subagent, you can either go to CLI and go to your subagent, and you can view here. The second way is you can go to .claude folder in your repo, and you can go to agent here. Because the scope is project only, you can see your agent here. You can click on it, and here is your whole agent. To run the subagent, you can call it via edited symbol. This is our code base investigator. I will ask it this question: validate the input across controllers and CTOs. Let's click enter and let it work. Just watch what happened. I gave it a job that meant reading a dozen files, and my main context barely moved because all that searching happened inside the explorer's own window. It handed back only the summary. Build a few: an explorer, a test runner, a security auditor, and each one keep its mess out of your main thread. It's the difference between researching in your main doc versus opening a scratch tab. Same brain, protect workspace. When a session gets long, Claude auto-compact summarizes history to free up the space. The upgrade, don't wait for it and don't let it summarize blind. Here is some messy history, and I don't really care about it. And here is the stable point till where I want it to compact. Passive auto-compaction summarizes everything equally. Before starting the compaction, let's see the extended view of the context first. Here is the context details. To start with the compaction, you will write /compact, and you will write keep whatever you want to keep in the compaction of your context and whatever you want to drop. It has started compacting. Once it is done, let's see the extended view of context again. You should compact on purpose so that a session will stay sharp for hours. Fastest way to freeze tokens, letting Claude edit before it understands. Plan mode will change it for you. It will research and write a plan, no file change, and you approve before it writing a single line of code. Two ways to go to plan mode: either cycle through Shift tab in Windows, or you can use /plan. As I'm already in plan mode, I have given this prompt for it to plan. And let's see, 2 wins here. 1, you catch the wrong approach before it is written, not after you are reading a bad dev. 2, all the planning and research happens without dumping every file it picked into your main context. Anything more complex than a one-liner, you should plan first. Feels slower, but it is dramatically fast. Here's the plan it has come up with, and I will give permission to execute it with bypass permission on mode. It is able to do all the changes and able to write all the tests and executed them, and all the tests are passing. Changes done as per plan. Remember, I said some rules don't belong to Claude.md. Skills are where they go. A skill is an on-demand context. A package capability Claude loads when the task calls for it. You can create a folder with your skill name and a skill.md in it in your .claude folder for a project level skill. In skill.md, you can put name of your skill. For me, it is code review, a description of your skill, and other technical details about the skill. To see your skills, you can do /skills, and as you can see, my code review skill is present here. Let me write /my skill name, and I will select the project scope. Your PR checklist, your changelog format, your deploy runbook, none of that needs to be in the context for every fix a typo request. Make it a skill. If you want to understand the model, Claude.md is what Claude always knows. Skills are what it can go get. Skills are now recommended way to build custom /commands too. So one file can give you autonomous use and a /command. The more you move out of Claude.md into skills, the less context you burn every turn. It is done running, and here are the code review comments it gave. Everything so far lives inside your repo. MCP, Model Context Protocol, connects Claude Code to outside, GitHub, your database, a browser, your issue tracker. Instead of pasting a stack trace or a schema into chat, Claude pulls it live. I have done some changes in the project for this demo. Here I have removed exception handling, and I am doing a direct get from find by ID. Here is the GitHub issue I created for this. It should return 404 instead of a 500, and I have provided other details. To see MCP server in Claude Code, use /MCP, and you can see my Git issue list MCP server connected. I will tell you later in the demo how we can connect Claude Code with the MCP server. Now let me just tell it to fix the Git issue, and it will start working on it. As you can see, it is also calling our MCP server. This is jump from Claude that edits files to Claude that operates your whole dev environment. The context it needs, it fetches itself through a real tool, not a copy paste you will forget to refresh. The issue, the schema, the running UI, all live. It has added exception handling here, and it has fixed the issue, and it is using our get or through method, which is returning resource not found exception. And in the controller advice, we are returning 404 for this. To add MCP server for this project, you have to create a .mcp.json file. In this, you have to give all the data which it will need to connect with your MCP server. You also have to enable MCP server in your project level settings.json. Some things shouldn't depend on Claude remembering to do them. Hooks are deterministic automation. Shell commands that fire on events. After every edit, run a linter. After every file change, run a test. I have added hook in my project scope settings.json in my .plot folder. It will be invoke post tool use. I have told it to run Maven test if any edit, write or multi-edit happen. For this demo, I have changed the post mappings response status to OK instead of created. To see hooks in your Claude code, you do /hook, you will go to post tool use, you will go to project scope, and we are able to see our hook here. Then I will tell it to change. Make task controller post return 201 instead of 200. The underrated part, hooks cause zero context. You are not burning your tokens, asking Claude, please remember to run the test, and hoping it compiles. You are guaranteeing it every time for free. Spotless on save, test on change, format on write, deterministic beats hopeful. It is done with the changes and it has ran hooks multiple times, and we are able to see tests are failing here, and it has changed the response status to created. So you went down a bad path. 3 failed refactor attempts are now sitting in your context, poisoning everything after. You can roll back code only, conversation only, or both. Perfect for trial and error refactoring. And summarize up to here keeps the decision and drops the exhaust. Every turn is a branching point. The pros are not smarter, they just refuse to drag that context forward. Let me run git status first, and you can see there is nothing to commit. Then let me give it a prompt to do multi-file changes, split task service to task query and command service, and update every caller. I have interrupted Claude Code just to show a wrong call. If we do a git status now, we will be able to see 2 untracked files. Press double escape to open the rewind menu, and you can select your prompt as you want. We have selected this one, and you can see there are multiple options. We will be selecting the first one, restore code and conversation, and rewind has been done. Let's run git status again, and you will be able to see there is nothing to commit, and we have done rewind to the previous state. /goal keeps Claude working across turn until a complete condition holds. Not do one thing and stop, but keep going until this is actually done. Pair it with auto mode, and a safety classifier handles your permission prompt. So the actions which are safe just run, and the risky ones still will get blocked. Let me switch to the auto mode using shift plus tab, and let me write /goal. My Maven test should fully pass. This is the closest Claude Code gets to go build it while I grab a coffee. The guardrail is on classifier, the same middle between approving every single step and fully YOLO skip permission flag. Set a clear checkable goal, let it go, come back to working code. Auto mode even runs it on pro now. All tests are passed now, and the goal we have given is achieved. 10 features, but they are one idea wearing different hats. Protect your context and the model will stay sharp. Set it up with Claude.md skills, see it with /context, protect it with subagents, compaction, rewind, automate it with hooks and MCP, and let it run with goals and auto mode. I have cut 5 more advanced features to keep this video tight. If you want those, tell me in the comment. If any of the feature saved you some frustration, subscribe and like the video, and see you in the next video.